Now this is for beginners, or if for anybody that's just recently had children that may have tearing of the tummy muscles, so diastasis recti. So yeah, please feel free to do this exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto our side. We're going to take our knees down behind us. So our legs are behind us, our knees are in front of us, and we're stacking our elbow over the hand. And what we're going to try not to do is press into this hand too much. It's supporting us, but what we're going to try and do, bring the knees back a little bit, we're going to be lifting up these hips. So realign yourself, make sure that the knees aren't too far in front. We want them back and aligned, nice and straight with our hips. And then we're going to lift up and down. Lift up and down. Now if that's too much on the knees, bring them straight back. Have them a little bit more forward so they're actually diagonal to your hips. Try not to use the hand too much. You're really pressing into the elbow. Your shoulder is stacked over your elbow, and we're lifting up and down. Up and down. Now if you can even lift up this arm, and we're just doing this a couple of times. So you want to really activate that belly to find the lift, and if you had shoulder injuries, you would not be doing this. Inhale through nose. I actually feel better lifting up from here. Exhale through mouth. Now, the next option, if that is too much for you, bring one foot in front. So you're actually going to come down onto the knee like you're sitting, one leg out. Come back down onto the elbow. Notice the alignment. The elbow stacks under the shoulder. We've got our foot nice and straight because we're going to be pressing sideline up. We're going to use the knee. So you can lift and lower. Then it's not so much. Lift and lower. Now again, you can have the arm up. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. If that is too much, feel free to come into the hand and we can lift and lower, lift and lower. The hand can come onto the hip, lift and lower, lift and lower. Then you come over to the other side, see how you feel. Once again, we're going to wrap the legs behind us, try and get in line with our hips, the elbow directly out to the side, use the hand and press the hips up and down. Now as you can see, my elbow is too far away from my shoulder, so I'm going to stick it back under again, so I've got that full activation and strength. Lift and lower. I can easily take this hand away and I can take it up if I wanted to. Using that breath, I have a slight diagonal tilt with my legs. If I needed a little bit more, I'd take a little bit more. Up and down. Head can either be up, just don't let it drape down. You don't want to be looking up, looking out in front. And once again, if that was too much, just set yourself up so that your left leg is nice and long, the right knee is out in front of you, stack the hand up underneath the shoulder, lift up. So this is, to begin with, the hand one, drop the hip down, lift, down and lift, down and lift. Alright, the other one is much better if you can do it. If you don't have shoulder injuries, you have to really maintain concentration on the way that you have your shoulders and the way that you stack so that you don't cause any shoulder injuries. Staying here, lifting up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Alright, because you've just been working the shoulders, you might feel a little bit of tension in your neck. So whenever you do side plank muscles like this, just take a moment just to move into your neck and just release. Even give yourself a little bit of a massage. And especially if you're new at this, because you will start to feel it. You will feel the muscles building around the shoulder area and the tightness, and you'll want to just be mindful that you do stretch it out. Even a couple of these stretches Bring your arms up, taking them back down would be really nice. Dropping into the chest and coming back just after you do the exercises is really nice. Thank you. Namaste.